All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Florida Hangout. We are live. Drink real quick. Go ahead and shoot the link over to Mark. Let's see if we can get Theron in here. All right. More the better.
Oh shit.
Yep. I'll send those links over. Or Trent, are you sending the links?
I know Daniel was.
I'm just trying to get all my shit working at this point.
What you know about these yoo-hoos, Daniel? This part of your bulking regiment? What a fucking crazy weekend, huh?
The
Wildest, bro. I've been traveling arm wrestling for like probably after a year in, so 11 years on the road hitting tournaments, probably like 35 out of 50 states, fucking crazy awesome tournaments, and I never been to a tournament that was like it was at King of Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
no, that was fucking awesome.
Dude, I'm surprised the police didn't come shut that shit down. It was out of control.
Yeah, it was like the most epic.
Yeah, and the fucking crazy thing is that, can we agree basically Puerto Rico is what we thought Hawaii was?
Right.
I think it was better.
Yeah, so it's basically Hawaii. I didn't fucking know it, right? We had our predetermined, our ideas about what Puerto Rico might be, but it's fucking Hawaii.
Yep.
So we're over here in the middle of Hawaii having the most epic arm wrestling tournament of our lives. I mean, it was insane. We ended up winning the battle. That was the big thing, right? It came down to 7-6, as razor close as it could. I had to put the designated hitter Daniel Worley in at the end. I had to
There we go.
crank that out the park. Daniel came through. We took it 7-6, but everybody performed great. I know when we got there, a lot of the guys were bigger than we anticipated.
I got my ass whooped. Straight up.
My man.
You looked good doing it though, Trent.
Hey, I thought
good. We can go over some results. John, you want to hop on the PR page and review the super matches in order?
Yes, I am trying to send this out real quick. Hold on.
Sure. It was some ass kicking, man. I know it went pretty much. We took a couple, and then they went way up. They went on a hot streak. I think we took 4 in a row to start it off. Then they took like 6.
Yeah, they jumped to 6
straight away.
She's bringing me dinner.
We were in a position for the team battle where we had to win every single turn or every single matchup.
Place, baby.
To just to win the battle.
Yep.
Is Daniel still in Puerto Rico?
Looks like it.
Yeah,
he never came.
Hey, he didn't.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So I think one thing I want to start incorporating into Flow Arm is I think the tickets for a trip to Puerto Rico is a great prize.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering anybody can just go randomly. So don't be surprised if we add that to the promotion, where if certain Flow Arm tournaments, you win a trip to Puerto Rico, and then we get a lot of crossover promotion where now the Flow Arm champ he's on his way. So we definitely set the bar out there. It's like everything. How can you level up after that one? But it was insanity, man. Blew my expectations away. I knew it was going to be big. I knew we'd be well received, but I had no idea how cool everybody on the island was.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea how much of a healthy environment, just good, cool people. Everyone came there with the biggest smile, treating us like gold. They fed us. It was just insane.
That's what I've been telling everybody. Like, I have never felt more welcomed at any tournament ever in the U.S. Like,
I never felt more welcomed anywhere in my life.
Yeah, right. I mean, it was like I was telling people at the gym earlier. Like, I'm sitting there yelling for John and George against Puerto Rico, And I got guys walking up, hey, Trent, you need a water? You want some food? Is Ashley okay? Is she good? Does she need anything? I mean, they were the nicest people that I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent on the island like that. A lot of our, what we were telling to them a lot was that, we want to bring a lot of exposure to that crowd. And dude, if they ain't noticed now, I don't know what will, because they absolutely held their own. And we brought a solid squad out there, some well-seasoned guys, and they showed that there's a lot of strength on the island. I was impressed. I thought I predicted an 8-3, I think, or something, 11-3, pretty much a sweep. And
a few of us blew it.
We were in deep water.
Yeah, we were.
What's up, Mark?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Yeah. What do you think of the tournament, big dog?
Tournament was awesome, man. It was awesome. Love the energy. It was cool. Puerto Rico. I mean, I've been to Puerto Rico before, so I expected it would be.
Did you knew it would be received like that?
Yeah, I give it to Puerto Ricans in general. They know how to party. You know what I mean? When you put a bunch of them in a room, it's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. So, it definitely was. It wasn't what I expected, but they exceeded even that. The atmosphere was awesome. Real good vibe. I like it. It was a good turnout. You guys we set the bar pretty high for the next tournament.
Whoa.
Sure.
Well, we may not ever be able to come back, right? We just was the one. We leave that legendary one, and we ride off into the sunset.
Right.
If you can't top that, don't come back.
Yeah. It's no, but it was cool as long as they continue and follow through with it. I don't see it why the next ones couldn't be as good.
Yeah, I'm putting it out here right now. Anybody watching the show, anybody, message me if you want to go. Definitely going to want to be a part of the next one. March 9th in Puerto Rico is our next event where we're going to continue to fly Americans out there to face these guys. They love super matches out there. Oh, that's the big thing about them. They love super matches. They have super match only events all the time. So, they're down. Any guy we can get out there, don't matter if we muster up 25 guys, they got 25 guys that'll face us in a super match. They love to be showcased. They all like to, they love the one-on-one, best of 5 format and all that. So
that energy's unmatched out there. That was the crazy. And Mike and then Kong on the mic, going in Spanish and stuff. That was wild.
Yeah, Kong made me realize I need to learn Spanish.
Hey, I started cheering for the wrong people for a second. I was like, oh shit, never mind.
I was going hard on the commentary, but when he grabbed that mic and hit Puerto Rico, the fucking building blew off. Blew off. I couldn't hear shit, bro. The fucking audio was cutting out on the live feed. The mic, I couldn't. I'm screaming in it. I mean, it was so loud in there. So many people. Fucking how many medallas were consumed? In the course of that tournament. Tell me. Let's hear a guess. I'm gonna message the bar owner and ask him his opinion. But what would you guess?
120? I don't know.
Way more than that.
The
guys I rolled with probably each had 15.
Dude, there were 300 that building probably at the peak of it. 200, 200 to 300.
I don't know. I think Dan and his dad drank all the Jack Daniels they had on the island.
For every competitor there was about 4 spectators.
Mm-hmm.
It was out of control, dude. It was fucking crazy. Yeah. I knew when I seen people flooding in before the registration even opened, and it was like a 3-hour registration, that I knew we're in for it. We completely sold out of jerseys, ran out of entry forms. I mean, it was fucking insane, dude. People in the crowd that were their homeboy's buddy were signing up just because the buzz was so big. They knew they want to be a part of this thing that, was popping off. So I was impressed, man. I just that whole event blew my mind. It changed my perspective on how fun a tournament can be. Remember, we're constantly talking about with Flow Arm how much we love the party aspect of it.
Yeah,
But
that was
set the bar. Set the bar.
I don't think we can ever get as hyped as they were. I don't know if we can top that.
Dude, the problem is they're such a fucking strong tribe when they're together.
Yeah, the passion's so high and the pride's like,
Yeah, we got to really work on our unity again, man. Because
You put Kong on the mic over there, it's game over.
That shit I've seen out there was fun. And the thing is this is one thing about Puerto Ricans is they really love being Puerto Rican, I realized.
Yes.
So the fact that they
had
a
lot of pride. Yeah, they have a lot of pride.
They were very, very happy to support that. I mean, we love being from Florida, but not the way they love being from Puerto Rico. It was different out there. These guys showed up in like Puerto Rico hats, matching the jersey, Puerto Rico socks on. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm talking, dude, it was out of control. So I was impressed, dude. The amount of talent that they had and the amount of unity combined, it's kind of amazing that they don't have more recognizable people. Because I'm not that good right now, but I'm not that bad right now either. And I got my ass whooped left-handed. Like Eric could definitely come out here and roll with some dudes left.
100%.
That guy, Miguel Rosa, he could come out here right now and bang in 220s, dog. Him and Goose, they'll go to war. That would be witches, So Wesley right now is a problem if we put him in the 154 class in Florida. I think he's the guy. He would be the best. And this is no slight to anyone. I just seen him go through you with ease. That's what I'm saying. I love everybody, but Wesley scares me. I don't know that I could pull him. With that right, dude, he looks scary, and he's a tiny little dude.
Yeah, he was 172, and I was 175 when we weighed in that. But he don't looks like a tennis, like just like an average dude. But the way he came, like when I first set up with him, I had everything, and he was smart enough. He looked at it, he's like, and he took the warning. He let go. I was like,
listen, he looked like he was Russian. The arm wrestled like he was Eastern European that day.
Yep.
I mean, when I seen him and the way he hit through you, I can beat you right-handed, but I can't beat you that fast. It made me wonder, you sometimes you see a moment and you're like, can I beat that guy? That's what the feeling I was having with Wesley.
Yeah, he was just able just to take my pronation to bam, but it wasn't just like he was turning my hand. The way he hit sideways at the same time, I wasn't protecting enough, but man, I tried to protect it, but that's just a little scary the way he was hitting me. I tried, but he was just, I was like, God.
If you'd have hit your frame, he'd have broke the fucking arm.
Yeah.
That kid was, listen, John, don't feel bad about that loss. That kid was beating anyone he pulled that day.
Yeah.
He was fucking on one, bro.
I was mad because of the right hand match I had with Dan was good. So
we show up, and
that was the best match. That was the best match of the night.
Oh, what you and night? What's his Dan Schwartz?
Yeah, Josh, and then that John and Dan Schwartz. The first one was the match of the night for sure.
All right, Mark Soblair.
Yeah, Josh Schwartz and
Dan Schwarzenegger. Nah, dude. So let's talk about that battle. How did the first match? It comes down to the fifth match, but how did it go? He won the first.
Yeah, he won the first. We set up, and I hear you telling me to roll him out, and I was trying to roll out, and he had that strap. He likes the strap tight for a top roller. So I went to roll out, and my fucking hand didn't move. I was like, oh my God. And I tried to adjust there, and we went, and he just took my hand completely over. And then round two was where I was like that close to being pinned, but John Theron was looking, didn't call the pin. I was like way down here, but you were telling me to, kink up a little more and cup. And then Dan was telling me to slide in farther and do all this. I had great coaches in the corners, what really happened. And I was able to try and do what you guys were telling me to do. And I ended up stopping him. And then arm to arm, he wasn't going to beat me arm to arm. But I got into where I was out here and having to go. I had to jump to a flop press to get him down. That dude's hand was something else.
Daniel, how do you feel about his adjustments when the match finally stopped?
I was Well, first off, I was a little nervous because it was kind of low, but
He's grading
once
you guys arm wrestling report cards right now, by the way.
I
yeah,
don't want one.
it was pretty low. I was a little nervous for a second, but once he did a couple kind of moves and his arm wasn't really moving, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable, and that told me that he had enough arm for him, for sure. And so it was a good match, man. I really enjoyed. That's one of the better matches for me that I got into. It was a good match.
Yeah, the only thing you could have done differently that would have been maybe a little I kind of screaming at you to relax more because you were going for the pin a lot. Because it looked to me like you had him tied in, but it was for me looked like it was just simply your arm was too strong. When
Yeah.
you finally set the hook, and you were setting the hook like this far from being pinned.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
You
because
get at the center.
I even tried to grab lower, but he was clamping. His hand was small, so it's hard to grab, as low as I wanted to, like where I wanted to grab, because he was already. It was just the way he was. Thumb was real tucked, and so he was just pushing like straight over with his top roll. So I was like, oh shit! But then I was just turning that son of a bitch as hard as I could, and I was able to get the stop there, But he got round 3 on me, so it was 2-1, and then round 4, because that was when he tried to slip it. I held onto his finger. I was like, oh, if I grab him, like I should, he ain't getting away. So on the go, I popped my wrist out, like trying to cup over. And when I did, he ran into a wall. So he grabbed underneath me. And that's when I was boom. But he stretched me out because he was able to suck me back across the pad. And I was sitting there stretched out, like hanging on. But once I finally cranked it over, I just pressed them again. And then round 4, I was like, but my hand was so gone. I was that's why I was trying to go kind of quick for the pin and get him back to my side so I could rest more on my wrist, because his hand was small to where he was out in my fingers. My fingers were just dead. So on the 5th round, I just set the drag hook and just as hard as I could to the pad and try to end that shit, because I didn't want to get stuck in some weird spot or go back to the strap with him.
Yeah, it was you guys were in a death match.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with your adjustments. I was proud of the result. I don't think you had 1% more in the tank.
No, I was so dead after that the rest of the day. Like, I won't take anything away from my second match, but I didn't know how hard it would be to recover from a match that was that hard. Never had a match like that. So
It didn't look like it looked like it was a desperation to not lose. You just looked like you simply did not want to fucking lose.
Yeah, I started adding matches, and I was like, man, I think we have a couple guarantees here, but also there's a couple that I'm not sure about. And I was like, man, I have to win. And once I felt that in the first round, I was like, oh shit. But then, between you guys corner coaching me, I mean, I don't know how I could lose, right? So, but once I stopped them, I was like, oh, yeah, I just got to get my arm in there. That's it. And it was hard to do though, man. He's good. His hand was really strong, man. I was impressed.
He was a 200+ pounder too at one point.
Yeah, he was point.
Dan Schwartz was 200 something pounds at one point.
Yeah, and he's a massage therapist, and I don't know, it's very has a lot of endurance in it. It felt like, it wasn't getting weaker.
And he gave up a good bit of size on you too, dude. He's a fucking beast. What did he show up at 165-ish?
But at 166 and I was 175.
Yeah,
but
so shout out to him, bro. He took the first fucking match being the lighter guy. It was a statement. I'll be honest, like I told you, I wrote him off with the size difference, just in my opinion in the beginning. And then he comes out the gate and just the first match, if I recall, it was very dominant.
Yeah, he smoked me.
Bah. And I remember thinking like, oh fuck, what the fuck did we get ourselves into?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of his stuff and I knew that his hand was a big problem, because he usually goes in like 3 weight classes and get like first, second or something, all the way up to like the 98s. And everyone there was telling me his hand's different. I'm like, yeah, it was. But it was cool to arm wrestle. Sometimes you just either get whacked or you get swack somebody. And that match, I actually got to kind of arm wrestle and work through the progressions and listen while I was arm wrestling instead of just like freaking out, and being one dimensional. It was pretty cool.
Dude, we gotta give a big shout out to Manolo Sanchez and Javier Perez. They treated us like gold, dude. They had their people there cooking us 2 meals. We ate some hot dogs and snacks and stuff catered at 2:00. All more food they cooked us, rice and meat and all this stuff at 5:00. So I mean, they were serving us multi meals for free, catered food. You don't see this in America. You want to talk about some very good event hosts?
Yeah.
I would give them a 10 out of 10 for how they took care of us. I always heard that they'll treat you, they would treat us like gold, but when you're talking, dude, it was like catered food at an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for everybody that knows, I did, most of the stuff I planned, right? But that was something I didn't have a part of. I don't want to take no credit for everybody getting to eat all that wasn't me. I didn't plan that. I didn't talk to their wives to cook. I didn't do none of that. That was some shit they did just out of hospitality. So
it was for sure. Like that was the best thing I've been to so far in my short career, for sure. That was awesome.
fucking old GW had a hell of a performance, huh?
Dude's wild.
Wild boy. Out of control, dude. George Whitfield is my hero. Grow up, I want to be George Whitfield. Straight up. 3 zeros, the greatest version of Sadiel we ever see. I walked up and touched Sadiel, and it was like touching like a fucking mag light or something in his tricep.
He was huge.
As soon as I smacked him outside, I was like, what the fuck is what's in here? Like, I couldn't believe how dense he was. Bro, it was like smacking the side of a horse on his arm.
Yeah, I asked him the same thing. He took his shirt off to weigh in, and he was like, like this. And I was like, what the hell happened?
Looked like Chad Silver's arms.
He said, George.
And dude, he looked like the most dangerous version of himself I ever seen. And George was like a hot through butter.
Ran through him like he.
Yeah.
George was overpowering him like crazy in the setup. I was reffing that, and man, it's just like whenever George applied pressure, and it went there.
Yeah, he was just bad. He was just too strong, too good.
Speaking of refereeing, you guys kicked ass refereeing. Manolo kicked ass. We had Javier. He was reffing. John Theron jumped in. Shout out to all you guys too, dude. I don't think that anybody there complained, not one match that they felt they got robbed or that they didn't agree with the proper guy won the match. So that's important. I thought the refereeing was very good. We moved at a super fast pace. We had in excess of 100 entry tournament out there. We're just rolling. We did that 14 super matches in 6 hours. 6.5 hours, I think, something like that. So we were rocking and rolling. To pull off, dude, 14 super matches. I think we ended up having 13, right?
Yeah, 13. Yeah,
fell through. So we ended up having 13. That's crazy in itself. I mean, when you go to an event, even anything, what's at the East First West? 5, 7?
What? How many cards?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see a card that's 14 super matches and a tournament and still gets out in a timely manner.
Yeah, if it's that many, it's gonna be 8 to 10 hours. It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, how crazy was it? I was in there and I was on the mic and talking, and it started raining on me inside the building.
Yeah.
freaking crazy.
It was there's a section of the building that it's like built where it's indoor outdoor, so it doesn't have a roof. So like we were inside and it's raining like a rainforest in the building. Fucking, it was just insane, bro. Insane. I'm still mind blown by the aesthetics of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. We need to be down at Crash Boat having a tournament though, right on that fucking pier where them kids were jumping off or something down there. Right there.
That would be nuts.
crazy, wouldn't it?
It's doable. I have this feeling about Puerto Rico where I don't feel so contained by the bureaucracy like the United States, where I'm like, we could never get that on the fucking rooftop. Out in Puerto Rico, I just feel bold enough. Do we have the mayor down there hanging out,
Yeah.
partying with
Bro,
Fucking
the
come on,
mayor
it's
was getting
Puerto
him
Rico.
and his family and taking pictures with me.
Come
I was
on.
like, what?
Listen, when the government likes you, you're in.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking you love us down there. And in all fairness, we love them, right? Like I think it was one of these situations where I made 100 new friends in one day. It's like almost crazy. I'm tight with some of them guys, and I got to relearn how to say their name.
Yeah.
Dude, I have gotten so many messages and Facebook friend requests in the past
Yep.
2 days. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bro, Carly
Yeah.
was buying me beers or offering to buy. Like people were. It was just
I'm
Damn,
like, I
he
don't
don't
have that
damn
many
beer.
friends where I live.
out of control. Out of control. I'm trying to
Carly
get him out there
Carly
right
didn't buy me no damn beers.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys a story.
Oh shit.
Oh, no.
No, this is a great story. So we're in the overall.
Okay.
We are in a situation where there is a very important party that's going to happen after our tournament. So we are going to run rather than a double elimination overall. We all agree we're going to run a nice single elimination overall. They want to get the band on. We're wrapping up the tournament. So we tell everybody this. We announce it 14 times. Come up there. Daniel Worley's talking with Carly. They go up, this, that, have the match. About 4 matches in, Daniel's up. Daniel and Carly arm wrestle. Daniel has convinced Carly that he's gonna lay down to him, and they'll meet back up in the finals of the overall for the cash. Yet Daniel's neglected the fact that it's a single elimination. So he walks up there and I'm screaming, watch the video in the overall. It's single elimination, Daniel. Single elim. And Daniel walks up, gets off stage. Huh? Oh no. Huh? And I can't not do, like I told everybody it's single elimination. Like we can't like change the format. And this guy, like the guaranteed money and the title, just hands it over. And then the final ends up being John Theron and Carly. Carly is their English mastiff of a human. He's the biggest, baddest looking dude on the island by a good measure. And him and John Theron tie up into a deep hook and just grind one out center table until Theron finally gets in parallel. And it was a badass finish actually to the overall. But fucking A, dude, shout out to John Theron too. He's he earned the name Savage right there.
Yeah,
Yes, he
he's got his nickname. Honestly, that dude right there is a bad dude. Just there's no other way to put it. Dude is fucking bad.
That's my dog. His energy is so good. Just going out there, he's fun to party with, fun to laugh with, smiling the whole time. Yeah, John Theron is definitely he's still earning his honorary Floridian title.
He's just moved down here and be done with it. Come train with me.
I think they said they were looking for a place to buy down there, wasn't they?
Yeah, I just hope it's I hope it's over here. He'd be a great training partner.
Oh, come on. He's a great addition to the team.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that there is a Florida versus Georgia in the works again in Thomasville, Georgia, March 23rd. So I know we got a lot of events. I think there's going to be a little Georgia party squeezed in. We're probably going to have about 5-10 super matches. Just something to spread into the Southeast, have some fun with some of our boys. See if we can't get Paul Passmore involved. I know we got Victor Sierra, Michael Goss, Joe Rogers. A lot of these guys already talking about they're looking for a match too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see us out here taking them on again. We took them on last year. Guys, anyone remember the outcome of that?
I don't.
I think it was something 5-3, something to that degree. We won, but Ellerton was part of it. It was a couple guys out there. We had Ellerton and Ramey. He was one of their strong guys out there. But I'd love to see us match up again, especially with nice little bit of time to plan some matches. But anybody interested in that one too, you feel free.
Tell
It's,
them to change, tell them to change the damn date.
what do you need the date changed to? Tell me.
Oh, I don't know. Just something other than that. I'm out of town. Uh,
I think Danny wants to pull Paul. That's why he's wanting the date changed.
Where's Daniel going?
Actually, I think I'm going to Georgia, but for something else. I'm going with Chris Thomas and Gary, and we're kind of going down there for Chris.
I got you.
So it was
The date is definitely not set in stone, but it does look like we got a good battle in the works. Surprised. But maybe we even I'd love to see Daniel Worley be a part of it. So it's a solid little travel crew we got right here.
Mhm.
You know, it was I could tell when one of our guys was losing, we had like 4 guys rushing the stage. I was
Yeah.
up there pushing down guys from Florida out of my way trying to get on the stage, and they were trying to get on the stage at the same time. So
Yeah.
Hey,
I
from now on, I have
you know
one
what it
rule.
felt like.
I have one rule from here on out. Daniel Worley is not allowed to ref my matches.
okay, tell me why. Tell me.
I need a motherfucker in my corner, not refing me.
Oh, me too. Hey, did you ref my match I lost left-handed?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
I was telling Manolo that I couldn't. I planned on.
Come on, you're stuttering. You're lying to me.
No. I was trying. Well, I was trying to. It's hard to say, yeah, I'll help you, but oh, my boy's up. Y'all gonna have to get somebody else up here. Like,
That's what you should have said, or you should have cheated for me.
let me get us.
Lord.
Let me skip this one.
Yeah. From
Hey,
now on,
Daniel
Daniel's in my
refs,
corner.
Daniel refs, and I
down
lose
ref.
the match on fouls.
Huh?
In all fair, I was overwhelmed with that one. My left arm was just. I mean, not even. Dude, Eric was first of all, that dude was a beast, and even though I wasn't my left arm, I was disconnected. I was funky. He had a very good load. He would load nice, bro, and he had a good riser. So it was like, and it wasn't overwhelming me, but it was like 2% stronger than me. So when we would go, it would just the match would play out, and we would stay constant in our riser, and the angle would go, and his would hold a little longer, and he'd have me kicked over.
Yep. It was a good match.
Yeah, they were great.
I can't bitch. I had John Theron in my corner, and he was giving me great advice. He was making sure my arm stayed good. It was just them boys were just stronger than me. I have no excuses. They were too strong.
Yeah, but you were making a lot of mistakes though.
Oh, I was, but
You the style that you were trying to implement, you were doing some things that goes against the style. So you were against yourself.
It's easy
but
for you to do, man.
Right.
Huh?
Hard
Yeah,
for us
right.
to know what the fuck's happening.
I needed the critique as well. I got it.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how the
Also,
fuck their 2 top fingers were as strong as they were.
So
I'm
Dan,
like, I can't get these fucking fingers.
and he's the team coach as well. He's in everybody's corner.
Yeah. So Dan, not to be rude, but I don't think you're going to be reffing too much super matches when we travel again. Did everyone hold on? Did every American lose that Daniel refed?
Not George, but I did.
But George doesn't fucking lose
Yeah,
anymore.
John lost left-handed. Daniel was reffing. I lost left-handed. Daniel was reffing. You lost left-handed. Daniel was reffing.
You
So
motherfucker.
all our left-handed matches, he just fucked.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was solidifying, making all y'all know that I'm the only left-handed arm wrestler, so y'all aren't allowed to pull left-handed. It's just me.
No, I bet the whole time he's up there going, "No, you shouldn't be doing that," but I can't say shit.
Oh my god, you have no idea what goes through my brain when I'm wrestling.
Hey, the whole time I'm setting up left-handed, I'm looking at him, and he won't even make eye contact with me. I'm like, Daniel, just give me something, and he's like, don't look at him, don't look at him, don't look at him.
Ashley was like, "Yo, do something." I'm like, "I can't. I'm the ref."
Yeah.
I'm setting up, and I'm looking at Daniel the whole time. I'm not looking at him. I'm not gonna look up at him. I'm just gonna stay right here. I'm not saying shit.
You guys killed it being reffing, dude. Those guys, like, I had a shut up. I had a feeling or an insecurity that I felt like at some level they may feel like we're robbing them. That's why I gave that speech, if you noticed, where they could hand select their referees if they felt the need. And everybody thought I was a fucking idiot for saying that. Like they're like, nah, you pick the ref. We don't give a fuck. And at the end, no one, dude, not one person came up and said, like, yo, your boy screwed me over. We were in Cali. Scott Wynn looked to the California referee and told him he was cheating me. Or he was cheating. Like he was yelling at Dylan Cobb, he's yelling at what's it called? Crispin.
Yeah,
he was, I mean, dude, he was tripping on both referees, telling them they're cheating and that Chance was setting it up, or all sorts of crazy stuff. And they just, dude, they accepted it. The reffing was super clean, super fair. I was impressed with the lack of with the lack of complaints. Typically, we're used to not a lot of controversy, but you get your couple, right? You guys are all certified refs. I don't know. I don't see it as much as you do, but I'm sure you get your couple guys that think you screwed them over, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that vibe out there at all, except when Daniel screwed me over.
Right.
I should have thrown him off a 3-story building. But
You found that once.
I know, almost cost me my life. Try that again. Yeah, it was out of control, dude. End result was 7-6. Could you plan it any better?
No.
And the storybook ending.
We had to win.
And it was funny because everybody thought that you planned it out like that. Like, okay, we'll have these couple matches. We'll jump up by a couple. We'll take a couple losses, and then we'll come back and win it. And I'm like, no. He literally sat there at a table and was like, hey, what order do y'all want to go in? Y'all tell me what number y'all want to go in, and we'll run it. It just worked out perfectly where we had a couple wins. Then they got some wins, and then we came back. It was 6-6 with Worley up to bat, and he knocked right in the park for us.
Tells you how fair our home team. The matchmaking, speaks for the matchmaking, which we put I know with you guys, a lot of you guys probably weren't even on the call for the matchmaking, but we had a Zoom call that basically had all the team captains out there.
I didn't even know I was pulling left-handed until 3 weeks out.
Well,
same here.
Life throws you some badass surprises.
I looked on Facebook, and there I am against Jonathan. I'm like, I didn't want a left-handed match. What the hell is this? Message Brandon. He's like, oh, yeah, you got one now. I'm like, oh, cool. Ain't trained my left in a year and a half, but okay. Go out on the table and start doing wrist curls.
We gave away a custom Puerto Rico arm wrestling league table. We did a raffle for that.
Jonathan won it. The guy that I pulled left-handed won it.
I mean, bro, we did it big out there. That was crazy. And I mean, it was a team effort. I give all you guys a lot of props. We have Amber. Amber deserves like the biggest award. She's always there, my right hand at the tournament, collecting entries, sorting folders of thankless jobs. She's badass at it. So I would put Amber against anybody for someone I need right there helping me. Between her and Wiz and his wife, that it's a very solid little staff for taking entries and doing that. So tell Amber I give her some props. That tournament was huge, bro. We ran it fluid. Some of the classes, there was no empty class. Every single class had people in it. Some of the classes, I believe, had 11 people. The super heavyweight had 11. I believe super heavyweight right hand pro.
Yeah, and don't Jarrett Ryan came out there to fight too in the tournament.
But another dude, everyone was there. Everybody was there. Jarrett, 16-year-old Florida State champ, flies out from Florida just for the tournament, shows out in the tournament, becomes the king of Puerto Rico.
Yep, he won right-handed and got second left-handed.
Yeah, props him. Grown man, 26-year-old, absolute beast, bro.
Dude, that dude was badass.
That dude was badass.
Jared Hill was on against him.
With Jared, you can't knock his confidence.
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember what I said when he lost the first match left hand and they had to switch sides. But when they lost, and I mean he like took his hand pretty good. And Jared spins and looks at me and goes, "Oh, it ain't over." I'm like, oh shit, I didn't say it was over, dog.
Tough dog. He's a scrappy kid.
Yeah.
You don't want to see him in your high school if you're 15, 16 years old.
Hell no.
That shit was fun.
We hung out with him. I hung with him, his mom, his dad. Everybody was out there, bro. Daniel had his sister, his
Her
wife,
friend, dad.
about 14 kids of his out there. It was just, I mean, it was wild.
Mark
It was
brought
like
the
a
whole
Warley
squad with him.
Corey was out there. Corey was partying with us. It was, I mean, dude, it was out of control. What did we end up having? We had 19 Florida guys out there, or 19.
Probably something like that.
That was at the dinner. We had 19 of us. Did that include John?
That wasn't John and Vanessa.
No.
No.
So we had 21 people down there on the side. That's a fucking mob, dog. Mob. We went out to Cali. I think we had 8 people, 9 people. You know, it was good. Dude, when the energy they had when Kong hit that Puerto Rico, I thought the fucking metal was gonna shake off the walls in there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Insanity.
He was getting me hyped up for Puerto Rico. I about started yelling for Puerto Rico. I was like,
dude,
man, you can't not love this shit.
And listen, and he had like 5, 6 go-tos. I was analyzing what he's doing so successfully, and he just had like 5, 6 phrases. But these Puerto Ricans knew what to say back. I'm sure these are some things that they say at all these events. But like he hit that one where he said Puerto Rico, and they chanted something back.
yeah,
dude, I was like, oh, we're in fucking trouble. It was getting crazy, dude.
Yeah, when he looked at you and said, hand me the mic, and he went to saying whatever he was saying, the whole fucking place. There was people walking down the street yelling shit. And I'm like, dude, oh, it's fixing to turn the fuck on.
At that point, I knew we probably couldn't fight our way out of here.
Yeah. Oh, no, we'd have never made it out.
That dude,
ain't a fucking chance in hell.
I smiled. We were going to smile our way straight to the car.
Yeah. Hey, y'all have fun. See y'all next time. We out of here.
It was fierce in there, too. This is how it went. We won the first 4 matches. It comes out. John Theron destroys dude. I crushed Manolo pretty good. We pretty much dominate everybody going through. John has the war. Okay, so we go 3. Sadiel wins easily. We're 3-0. It's very much lopsided. Looks like they have no hope. Suddenly, John and Dan go into a war. The energy's pretty high. It's getting hyped. When that next match comes over, and I think it was Trent and Adam.
It was me and Adam. Adam crushed me.
Crazy. When Adam pinned you, bro, you could have lit a light bulb holding it in your hand. It was so electric.
Yeah.
When
he pinned me and screamed, the whole fucking stage shook with everybody yelling and screaming.
They went crazy and took 6 super matches straight in a row after that.
Yeah.
Yep. 6 in a row.
I was like, oh shit. I started doing the math. I'm like, we're barely gonna skate by if we're flawless. Yeah. We had to win the last 3 and be it was out of control, bro. Out of control. John, do you have the official results for us?
Yeah, I have them on there. They don't like they're in the right orders, but yeah, I have them. Yeah, it was John Theron 3-0 over Javier Perez.
That was first, yep.
Yep. Brandon Morris over Manolo Sanchez on the right arm. I thought that was 4th. Yeah, so it was George and Sadiel.
Don't worry about the order. Don't worry about the order. Just read them as listed, so we can get. In case anyone doesn't see the page, they'll see some results here.
Sadiel 3-0 right-handed. I beat Dan Schwartz in the 3-2 war. Jonathan Vieira beat Trent Johns 3-0. They don't say which arm, but I think that was left. Stan Dorbriak beat Mark Minch, left-handed, 3-0. Eric Martinez beat Brandon Morris, 3-0, lefty. Wesley whooped my ass, 3-0, lefty. Kong beat Mark Minch on the right arm, 3-0. Adam Hernandez beat Trent Johns, right hand, 3-0. And then George beat Sadiel, 3-0. John Theron beat Alejandro, 3-0. And Dan beat Carly 3-0. And there was a lot of those, but they were there's some of those were tight.
I'm coining a new term right here, guys. I want y'all to start using it. It's going to be DFW. When you talk about it like just a straight up ass whooping, he DFW'd him. Daniel fucking Warley'd him. If I tell you I DFW'd him, you know what that means, okay?
I like the last match because I was reffing the very last match, and I don't want to say I got scared, but I got a little bit worried for Carly because Carly looked at Daniel and said, "Break my wrist."
Oh, he's gangster, dog. Hey, he will break his shit.
Listen. And Daniel looks at him and looks at me and looks back and goes like, "Break it or like take it." No, break my wrist. So I'm straightening him up, and Daniel's got that old, how Daniel really wind up. He's fixing a fucking bright-eyed and bushy tail, about ready to hit, and all of a sudden he just relaxes a little bit, lets Carly hit, lets him hit again, and then he looks at me and he kind of regrips the peg, and it just, doop, like, okay, my turn. And I was like, holy shit.
Let's talk about this with Carly because Carly's he's a fucking pit bull, right? I mean, that dude was the biggest dude there. He bringing Daniel Worley, you got to give him props because he's just gonna face legend straight off the bat, right? Okay, right. That's like facing Francis Ngannou, your first fucking MMA fight. Okay, you got no chance. I get it. That was fucked up, but we had to do that because they were bringing their best, we're bringing our best. Okay.
Right.
Obviously, Carly is a lot stronger than he looked in the match with Daniel. Daniel makes anybody look like they're not moving.
Well, he's a fucking monster.
I know. So let's speak on this. Who would be a great match for Carly that we bring? Because I know if I say he messaged me already, he'll take on anybody. He wants another match. You didn't scare him away, So who would be a good match for him?
What about like Josh Pinelli on the right?
Well, I don't know. Does Carly pull right? Let's just talk about his left.
Okay.
Let's just talk about his left.
Daniel, you failed him. What do you think? Who do you think would be a good match for him? I mean, you're the one that mainly pulled him. I mean, him and John Theron had a war.
Well,
maybe Josh Miller.
That Josh Miller is the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah, Josh would probably be a good one.
Now, what's good about Josh Miller and him is they'll collide in the center in a hook. So I saw a video. I don't know if y'all saw the video, if y'all are friends with Carly, where he pulled John Theron afterward in a hook, and he was beating John in a hook. It seems like just Carly's wrist needs to kind of catch up, hand and wrist maybe. So I think Josh that would be a good one to tell us where he stands. Because Josh is going to go frame to frame, so that's my vote. Would be Josh Miller.
Okay, and Josh Miller is one of the guys that's been itching to go to Puerto Rico. He almost jumped in on this trip. He told me.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Josh would be a really good match.
He's won every Flow Arm event that's happened so far, and I think that it's looking like we're probably going to put some Puerto Rico tickets up. So he may be the winner of them. I just heard, dude, I talked to them about the Waldo event with the promoter today, and he said he tried to get a hotel across the street just so he don't have to drive that hour in the morning. And he said it's completely sold out. They've had like fucking 500 shares on their thing. They put out another flyer today, they may be one of them things where we have, 50 to 100 just local entries of new guys we never see.
When is that one?
That is February 17th. February 17th, Waldo, Florida, at the Flea and Farmer Market out there.
It's not far from me.
Yeah, they host a professional wrestling out there, so we're going to be in the boxing ring. And I'm telling everybody, when you guys see all the new setup and everything, this Flow Arm tournament's about to start looking insane. We've got 3 new banners coming. Here are all sorts of crazy stuff. I know John's seen it all, but it's going to be a lot of surprises rolling out. I've got a big announcement right here through all the voting and all the posts for the Flow Arm, for the Florida Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame. We ultimately left the decision down to Chris Rusakis. We're putting 5 people in this year in the Florida Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame, and then each year after, we're going to put 3 people in. I left the final decision on the elected people up to Chris Rusakis, as he's the eldest statesman that we have in Florida Arm Wrestling. So these 5 guys are going in, and I had Chris select 4 because obviously Chris is going to be a mandatory guy that has to go in for his, 30, 40, 50 years dedicated to the sport. The guy was hosting Florida State Championship in 1980. So he's one of the very ones that's going in. Kevin Johns is the other one. I know a lot of you new guys don't know him. Beast of a human, Daniel. I believe you know Kevin, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
His type of guy. His prime was like NFL style dude. Like, this guy's a gorilla, and you meet him and he's older still. So a big scary dude. He will be inducted into the Florida Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame. James Battles, another old school guy out here, many national championships, state championships, beast of a human. And Greg Helms will be going. And I know a lot of Team Jacks guys will love to see that name. But I know we are kind of in a new age arm wrestling thing, new culture. A lot of youthful guys. You guys might not know some of these guys. I don't know 2 of the guys on the list. I haven't met personally, but I've met the others, and want to say congratulations. Reach out to them guys if you see it, but we're going to induct them guys February 17th. We're going to see if we can get a representative or them personally to show up and collect their award for them. But that's something that I'd love to see. We're going to keep up yearly. So next year, we're going to be inducting 3 more and 3 more and 3 more every year. And, a lot of times there's life after arm wrestling glory, right? Even the day that you're no longer the man winning, nice if you can still get some recognition for everything you put in. So that's what we're working on. That's the announcement. The 5 is Chris Rusakis, Kevin Johns, James Battles, and Greg Helm. So, and Bobby Hopkins. I'm sorry, forgot the main one. Bobby Hopkins Sr. Bobby Hopkins Sr. is the greatest arm wrestler that ever came from Florida. This guy's the biggest beast you ever seen in your life. Got a neck bigger than Trent's waist. He was absolutely the man. Strongest human probably ever from the state of Florida. Look him up if you don't know who he is. He passed away, but Bobby Hopkins Sr. is the 5th inductee. So awesome. Shout out to Chris for putting that list together. And hopefully we can get someone out there on their accord. Puerto Rico was crazy. Next stops, John, where are we going? What's all the next stops? Do you know?
Not off the top of my head. I'm terrible.
February 17th, we're going to Waldo, Florida, the Flea and Farmer Market. March 9th, we're going to Caguas, Puerto Rico. We're at the Battle at Abu Dhabi. Check out both the pages, Flow Arm Combat, Puerto Rico Arm Wrestling League. Like and subscribe. We will catch y'all next Tuesday. Y'all be easy.
Later,
Yeah,
Thank you.
Good.